Hello everyone, hello, happy greetings to you wherever you are. Thanks for coming along. I am Jennifer from Personal Power Life Coaching for wellness and well-being and vitality and joy, and really glad to be connected with you here today. So we are creating the new smoothie of the week for my work days ahead. And what I do every weekend is I prepare my big batch of smoothie that I then take every day to work. And what I do is I divide it, I make a big portion in the blender, and then I divide it into 5 containers, and I take each container, put it in the freezer, and every morning I take out the day's portion or allotment, and I take it with me. And by the time that I'm ready to enjoy it at work, that it is fully defrosted and it's perfect for drinking. So maybe this will help you if you ever wonder how you could squeeze in a smoothie every day, knowing that as the week progresses, the routine does get a little bit more hectic and you may find you don't have the time, so you just don't do it. So this is what I do, because to do it every morning, you can certainly do that and it would be great because it's freshest. However, you may not have the time. You may have children that you have to wake up early for, get yourself to work. The commute also takes time. So a lot of little logistical features of our daily lives do affect whether we can do certain other activities that can actually attribute more well-being to our lives. So it's all about enhancing our lives and making it work somehow. So what I'm doing today is I am now going to put together the green smoothie that I make every week. And this week it's going to combine the heavy metal detox smoothie that I've made before, and it's going to combine the liver rescue smoothie that I learned from Anthony William, the medical medium. And I do love that smoothie very much. They're 2 separate smoothies as they were presented originally, but I figure I want the best of both, so I'm going to combine them into one smoothie. And it's very easy and feasible, and it makes sense for me. So maybe this will give you some motivation, inspiration, and just different ideas about how to go forward in your daily lives so that you can incorporate healthy habits and healthy, nutritious foods, whole plant-based foods that will help you to improve and boost your vitality and your health. So, and improve your digestion, make you feel good, give you clear skin, and a lot of other wonderful positive qualities. So today, for our to remove the heavy metals, I include spirulina, barley grass juice powder. I also include some dulse flakes from Maine Seacoast Vegetables, and we include some fresh cilantro, which has been washed and prepared, coriander, and this one is about 250 grams, so it's 3 bunches of cilantro. And I'm also going to include, for the liver portion, papaya. This is almost like a 1.5 cups or 2 cups. And then we're going to also include some frozen pitaya or dragon fruit, the red one, and some frozen wild blueberries. So that's what we're going to use for today's smoothie. All right, so starting with, I'm going to first load up. And if there were a way to speed up the process, I would, but we're going to take it step by step. So we're going to start with some cilantro bunch, because cilantro is so amazing. It's so delicious, and it's also a really beneficial herb to clean the liver, to help to purify the blood, to support the kidneys and the stomach and digestion when you get all that nice fiber in. So that's about, let's put in today 150 grams, I think will be great. I'm looking to divide the batch into 2 portions, so that way I can continue making another smoothie with the cilantro left over, or I can put it into a dressing, or I can also just eat it as it is, chop it up in the food processor, and it'll be really delicious. So that's what we've got. So that's about 160 grams. Awesome. I put in the cilantro because it's the biggest, and hence it'll take the most space. So it's better that way to ensure that it doesn't overflow at the top when I'm at the end portion of making the smoothie, of putting all the components into the machine. And then I'm going to take my dulse flakes. This one is going to be 1/4 to 1/3 cup. And it also gives it a really wonderful taste. And we're gonna take the frozen wild blueberries. And I'm also today adding some Irish sea moss. Because Irish sea moss, this has been soaked, and it was washed and soaked now for, I think 2 weeks. It holds quite well in the fridge. And essentially what it is a seaweed, a sea element, well, not seafood, but it is sort of, it's a sea moss. So they take it from the ocean. I think this one comes from the coast of Ireland. So it's intended to have a lot of minerals and nutrients and vitamins, which will enhance health, of course. So let us take about, and it gets quite squishy and kind of slimy-ish. It gets kind of slimy in there when you start to soak it, and it makes whatever you put it into and you blend up, it'll make it creamier and give it a thicker texture. There are also some recipes that call for Irish sea moss that are desserts, so they can make it thicker, give you more bulk without the calories, but adding, just enhancing the overall smoothness and texture of the experience. Then we're gonna take our wild blueberries. All right, and I think that's going to be about, that's one portion. So 100, that's about 1 cup that we've put in here. And the wild blueberries are different than your regular, just the custom blueberries that are grown, that are sold in a more widespread mainstream manner. So you can find the wild blueberries in your frozen fruits section. And I get them here in Dubai at Waitrose, or you can also find them at Spinneys. And if you're in the States, you can get them at many more places like Walmart or even Target, I think, depending on the Target that you go to. So it depends on where you live. So that is the wild blueberries. And again, it was about okay, so this was almost 165 grams of wild blueberries. And I'm just gonna make note of that because I like to ensure that we get the sufficient amount, but you don't have to track the quantities. I just wanna make sure that at the end I know the nutrients that I'm getting, ensuring, like, just to keep track of calcium, the minerals, and all the other vitamins, magnesium and phosphorus. Then we're gonna put in the green powders. And for the green powders, I like to add a tablespoon to a tablespoon and a half. This one's almost running out. So this is the Vimergy barley grass and spirulina powder. And if you are making your smoothies every week, you don't have to follow this exact recipe, but it's just the one that I like to stick to because I like the way it tastes. I like focusing on the greens. I like the green powders that that I've been able to get for them. So this package is about done. Wow. One whole package, all finito. So we put that in. All right, so that's the spirulina. And then will come the barley grass juice powder. Again, you can do 1 heaping tablespoon, because if you are going to divide it into a daily portion, 1 tablespoon is 3 teaspoons. So if you factor that in, you're going to get about a teaspoon or half a teaspoon every day. So if you add a tablespoon and a half when you make your big batch, that'll be really helpful to get a good serving for yourself on a daily basis. And then we're going to work with this for now. I'm not going to add the papaya just yet because it's the softest and it's a room temperature, or it was in the fridge and I took it out at room temperature. So it will probably heat up the fastest if I put it in with all the other ingredients at the same time. And then we take our water. And for the water, I'm going to add, and hello to everyone joining, to all the wellness communities around the world doing what works for you. And let's add about a cup. Okay, there we are. And just to give you a look into what it's looking like, there we are. Whoopsie. So we've got here there it is. So we've got those powders, the cilantro, looks gorgeous, amazing. Irish sea moss for the vitamins and the minerals. And you added a cup of water. And that is it with the pitaya. Then we're gonna blend it up first so that it can reduce a little bit since it is already quite filled up. Is a good time for us to add even more cilantro. I'm gonna add even more, another handful of it, making sure I'm getting that green in here. And we're going to add the papaya. That's right. And those green powders are really, really concentrated. So we're gonna add our papaya. This one is about 230 grams of papaya. I had the big papaya that yesterday I got all. Whoops. Wow, it looks amazing. All right, awesome. So let's take a look at this. Our papaya. There it is with some added cilantro. Alrighty. So hello to everyone. Hi. And certainly now is a good opportunity to add some water. So adding your water. Now I like to try to get the blender as high as possible with water while still avoiding any kind of explosion here. And now we're going to also add the final, I have another packet of the frozen pitaya, the frozen dragon fruit. Alrighty. You can also add in, of course, like the fresh dragon fruit. You can make it fresh dragon fruit. But I find that because the frozen packets are available, they're very convenient, they're very practical, and you just know what is in it. And it saves you some time and effort in the kitchen since you're already doing enough. All right, now low speed to avoid explosions and just blend it up again. Working up the speed slowly, slowly. Overflowing. That is awesome. So I had here set aside my containers, and I'm going to show you just what I do exactly in terms of making each day's portions. So we've got here so that's it. So now I've got my different glasses, and I take them in glasses, not in plastic, because it's just healthier. You avoid the BPA leaching into your products. You avoid consuming that plastic residue. There's no need for that, certainly. So let's see how much it seems to have yielded. Wow, now I don't know. Let's bring it in here. Here we go. So look at that. That is really at the brim. So we did it. Alrighty, so now we're going to carefully serve the daily dose, the daily portion for the daily boost. So we're gonna make that up. So if you want, you can measure it out. You don't have to. You can just make enough that you can equally divide into. So look at that. Wow. That is really cool. Very nice indeed. In my little laboratory here of health and wellness. There we are. So it's quite thick, as you may be seeing right now. Let's see how much that was. That is 8.75. Let's make it a even 8, or let's see, a little bit more than 8. 9.45. So 9.5, right? 9.5. Now that looks nice. That's about a little bit more than a cup. And that's all that we need. Every day, about 1 cup, and you can add more, you can make more, certainly, if you want to have a bigger smoothie. And this is not necessarily breakfast. This is just sort of like to open your digestion, smooth things into your body after you have your green juice. If you have a green juice, or if you have coconut water, this is a really healthy and beneficial, fantastic way to get vitamins, minerals, the greens. You can also add some kale. I also had some kale here on standby, which is a really awesome and excellent green vegetable that has vitamin K, calcium, has phosphorus, magnesium, so you can't go wrong with kale. You just can't go wrong with kale. So I was going to add it to the blender, but as you can see, it was full enough, so there was no need for that. I can just eventually whip up a nice blend later on with the cilantro left over, and with the kale, and maybe even with the frozen pitaya packet that I have here defrosted, with the small remnants of the Irish sea moss that I showed you today. This is their Irish sea moss, and it does look sort of like from the sea, kind of slimy-ish, and yet it has no taste. It has no flavor, so it won't really taste bad. It won't really taste sweet or bitter or anything. It's just like a neutral, so that you just get the texture in the body, so a fullness. So that is it. I'm going to finish portioning the different allotments for every day in my jars. So I keep several kinds of jars. Again, you can keep 16 ounces. You can have yourself a 32 ounce if you want like a mega green smoothie or whatever. You can then also modify it and add some protein powder of your choice. I would go with the vegan natural protein powder, certainly to avoid getting any added hormones into your body. And also you can add in some dates for sweetness if you can't handle greens at all. And you can work with different fruits if you find that one disturbs you. But papaya is very mild. Dragon fruit is very mild as well. Cilantro is just a superb green. And the wild blueberries will give it that dark color along with the dulse sea flakes. So that's it for now. I'm going to finish portioning up the allotments for the day. Now, what then I do is I try to ensure that every day has an equal serving so that it's just equally divided. It just seems to be sensible and make sense. So here we go with yet another one. Alrighty. Wow, this one came out super thick. So you could eventually dilute it. That is 8.85, almost 9. So probably, yeah, you know, like depends, the scales. Yeah, so that is 8.95. It's probably 9 by now. It really depends on the machine, and it's not a big huge number, right? 0.05. So that is 9.5. So we had 9 and 9.05. Great. Alrighty. So that's it for now, friends. I hope that this has perhaps motivated or inspired or just helped you to generate some new approaches to your own work week ahead or your daily approach to your nutrition and getting in a smoothie or a juice. I then freeze every container, each glass jar, and then every morning I take out the container or the glass, the smoothie that I'm going to drink for the day. And it really sets you up for success and you can't go wrong. So wonderful. So thanks for joining, for tuning in, and let me know if you try it out. Let me know if you already have your own approach to this kind of a thing, or if you do something way different that you find is also helping you. And the key is just to get our greens in because they have the vitamins and the minerals that support our hair, our nails, our eyes, our skin, our digestion. They have the fiber to feed our healthy gut biome, our gut bacteria, and they just add more health and vitality and well-being to our heart and our organs and our overall functioning. So, and it also helps you to stay in a more alkaline direction within your body so that you're not so acidic, and that way your joints don't hurt, your body doesn't feel achy, you just feel natural and smooth and flowing. So, thank you again. I hope this has helped and inspired someone out there, and in any case, it's been fun sharing it. And again, today we created the Heavy Metal Detox Smoothie with liver healing, liver cleansing, liver boosting smoothie components. Thanks and take care, and see you soon in the next assignment of well-being for you and for me and for all the world. See you soon from Jen at Personal Power Life Coaching for Wellness. Namaste.